Blog Talk Radio.
But we are making a stand, and we're waking everybody up that 9/11 was an inside job. And you are the minority. You are the cowards who don't know the truth. You're the people that serve this evil system. You're the people that serve a system that hurts innocent men, women, and children. Not just Iraqis, not just Afghans, not just Africans, but the people right here in this nation. You serve a new world order that attacks and feeds on you. And I'm here to tell you that you will be defeated. Your hours are numbered. We've got the energy. We've got the life force. All you've got is evil backing you up. All you've got is greed and liking to look at yourself in the mirror. Because deep down, the New World Order is a pot-bellied, chicken-necked ninny. And all the armor and all the weapons are nothing. You are nothing compared to good. You are nothing compared to life. And you will be defeated. I want the individuals out there, I want free humanity to turn themselves loose, to cut the chains loose, and to use the end of that chain to slap the New World Order right upside the head. You've got the power. You want to know who's going to defeat the New World Order? It is you. You're the individuals that are going to be able to defeat this system. You're the individuals that are going to be able to take down the New World Order. It doesn't matter if Ron Paul wins. It doesn't matter if they rig the election. What matters is that we're starting to stand up. We're starting to move. We're starting to find our legs. We're starting to build our muscle. We're starting to realize that we do have power, and we can work together, and we can take action, and that the naysayers are a pack of weak liars who have never had any successes in their life and who are upset and frustrated to see us beginning to have victories against tyranny. They don't have any respect for themselves. They don't have any vision, and they don't have any will. And they sure don't have any of the power that shines out of God's soul and energizes all life in the universe. They have wed themselves to death, and they will crumble, and they will fall, and for eternity we wed ourselves to life, and to everything good, and everything that flows from it.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
It was almost as if it were a planned implosion. It just pancaked.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Renewed hostile actions against United States ships on the high seas and the Gulf of Tonkin have today required me to order the military forces of the United States to take action in reply.
Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
Senator Kennedy has been shot. Is that possible? He still has the gun. The gun is pointed at me right at this moment. Take a hold of his thumb and break it if you have to. We will go on a full suicide. We have an explosion and we are defended immediately. Let's try our best.
People calling themselves members of the Weather Underground last night planted bombs in federal office buildings in Washington and Oakland, California.
They took the babies out of incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor.
Survivors of the USS Liberty are demanding a congressional investigation into what happened and acknowledgement that the Israeli Air Force bombed a U.S. intelligence Navy ship.
The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat al-Qaeda.
The Taliban is taking responsibility for shooting down a U.S. helicopter. More than 30 people were killed, and there are reports this morning that most of them are U.S. Navy SEALs.
There may be a false flag incident where some ship goes down and you be used for the excuse to accelerate the next war.
If there's one thing that has unified Democrats and Republicans, and everybody in between, is that we all hated the bank bailout.
The Department of Homeland Security is apparently on a huge ammo buying spree.
It comes out to like 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition.
Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people.
They estimated that they would have to eliminate 25 million people in these re-education centers. And when I say eliminate, I mean kill.
I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
From the front lines of the information war.
It's 5:37 p.m. There's a cold sweat on the back of your neck. You're standing at an ATM in a crowded grocery store. A few yards away, the cashier's drumming her long red nails on the counter next to your groceries. There's a long line of people waiting to pay. You turn back to the ATM and swipe your card for the third time. Nothing happens. Your card won't work. Behind you, someone in line lets out an exasperated sigh. You apologize to the cashier. Annoyed, you head back to your car, where you fish out your cell phone and give the bank a call. It takes 3 tries until a woman's voice finally answers. But it's just a recorded message, so garbled you can't make out a word. You hang up. Start your engine. On the way home, you stop off at a gas station. The attendant comes out as usual, but before you can speak, he asks a strange question. You buying or selling? Confused, you tell him you just want to fill her up. But when you try to give him your credit card, he suddenly backs away. Sorry, we're closed, man, sorry. You sit there for a moment, wondering what has happened. Finally, you head home. You tell your wife what happened? Definitely strange, but she figures it's probably just a computer problem at the bank. They'll have it sorted out by morning. You agree, but as you fall asleep later that night, you're not so sure. Suddenly, it's 4 a.m., and there's a cold fear deep in the pit of your stomach. Something doesn't feel right. It's not just a computer problem. You know it. First thing next morning, you take a trip to the bank. It doesn't look open. A piece of paper taped to one of the doors tells you that it's been closed temporarily. No explanation, just a phone number to call and what looks like a government logo, but not one you recognize. You give the number a shot. It's that garbled message again. You hang up. Around the side of the building, there are a couple of dented ATMs with broken screens. As you head back to your car, you notice a man kneeling down by a pickup truck parked nearby. He's got a hose running from the truck's gas tank into a jerry can. Suddenly, he looks up and catches you staring at him. The look in his eyes tells you not to linger. He watches as you get in your car and drive off. Everything's closed. It's that same piece of paper everywhere, the same dark screens on every ATM. You start running into other desperate people, trying to deposit Social Security checks, take out cash, or find out why their cards suddenly aren't working. This is not just a problem with your bank. Your whole town is essentially shut down. And now, that fear, that cold fear comes back. Something is very, very wrong. Credit cards aren't working anywhere. Most stores and gas stations are closed. Those that are still open have cash-only signs on their doors. That's a big problem, because you don't have much cash left.
All right, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Joseph Gibson. We're on Blog Talk Radio live, 100% live all the time. It's Tuesday afternoon, about 4 p.m., and this is a special broadcast. It's not going to be a long broadcast like the other broadcasts. It's not going to be that long at all.
But we wanted to schedule this broadcast to see, do maybe another test, because maybe we'll switch up the schedule again, you know, and try to do some earlier broadcasts, or at least do one early broadcast, excuse me, on the weekdays, to where we can reach people. Because when, you know, you broadcast 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, hey, business hours are over. The White House told us that last week, so that's why we actually did this broadcast. And I know several of my supporters are not online tonight, are not here. Maybe they're in the chat room. I do not know. However, that's why we scheduled this broadcast, because I got a request that, hey, why don't we try going a little earlier so we can get a hold of some of these corporations and call them and see what's up. They said that's good radio, calling these people, putting them on the spot live. And I agree. We did that in the beginning, and we had a lot of success. But my name is Joseph Gibson. This is Blog Talk Radio. I'm broadcasting from Greensboro, North Carolina. It's about 78 degrees down here. Good weather. Very beautiful weather. I know in a couple months it's going to get so damn hot you won't be able to walk outside. The air is going to become so thick that you can hear the crickets chirping at night, screaming for water. It'll be so dry, the ground starts cracking. We got that dirt down here. It's called red clay. Try sticking a shovel in it. It's like concrete. So if you want to plant the garden, you got to do it now, because in July that ground is so tough and hard. Unbelievable. But anyway, like I said, this was going to be a special broadcast, and I was kind of hoping I would attract a few more people on tonight live. And like I said, if there's anyone who wants to call in, those who are listening on the iPhones, the podcast, hey, just give me a call, 657-383-0616, and you press 1. Last night I was a guest on another Blog Talk radio show and another network show. He actually broadcasts on 2 simultaneously broadcast networks, so you get double the audience. And from what I heard last night, the show was actually off the hook. There were so many callers and so many people interested in the story, and the story was me. It was about my book that was written, Behind the Walls, by Joel Hodnett, and the phone lines were jammed. I kind of told them which calls kind of to take if they did call in, because I wanted a lot of my supporters to call in, and they did. There was a couple new people I've been introduced to, and that was great. And hey, from what he told, I know some of my supporters, you didn't see what was going on the other network, but there was over 250 people in the chat room on the other network. So that was great. We got some good exposure to the story last night, my story. You know, the story of the Connecticut, corrupt Connecticut, the state of Connecticut, the corrupt, evil state of Connecticut. And I will say that because I lived it and I saw it. The politicians are corrupt. Blumenthal, Mr. Blumenthal, you are a criminal, sir. And I'd love to see you behind bars in an orange jumpsuit. That's where you belong. Okay? And the host of the show even actually knows who I was talking about, and he agreed with me. But it was a successful show, so you need to go back and download that show. And I'll post a link up on my Facebook, Twitter page. So you go back and click on that link and download that show. And those are for those of you who did not get it. And spread that show around. That was a good show. It's long. It's 2 hours long in length, but there's not a dull moment to that show. So very important information was revealed on that show. Okay? Information that's not even really in the book. And people need to understand that. They really do. So it was a really, I think Captain, the Cap last night, he has a great show. He broadcasts basically 7 days a week, or 5 days a week, I think he said. And he was a really great host. He has how he did the intro on YouTube was absolutely awesome. He did a 1 minute and 9 second, I believe, intro about the show last night. I played it about 10 times. I loved it. It was great. So you need to go, and then the people that I sent the link to, we need to download that and keep it going, you know. And, hey, if you want a copy of that book, like I always tell everyone, if you can't afford a $20 bill, maybe some of you out there are really strapped for cash and you can't afford it. Send me an email and I'll mail you a copy for free. Okay? All you got to do is email me at joegibsonishome@yahoo.com. joegibsonishome@yahoo.com, and I'll mail you a copy. But listen, if we can afford our iPhones and our internet service and all the little extras and a pack of cigarettes and all the other extras we get today that we didn't have yesterday and we cry broke today, then you know what? You can, if you're interested in the story, you can afford a $20 bill to buy a copy of the book, That's how I look at it. But I always, there are people out there who have nothing. They live off of nothing, and, they're struggling day to day, and I understand that. And that's why I give that offer. I'll know if someone's trying to play me like a sucker or not. Trust me, I'll know. But anyway, tonight, the reason for the special broadcast is we were told to call back the White House during business hours. And we're gonna attempt to do that, okay? We're going to attempt to make contact with the White House, and I have a couple questions for them. Now, whether or not they're going to answer or not, or they're going to look, we all know politicians. We all know about politicians. They say one thing. When their mouth is moving, we know they're lying, right? I think I heard that a couple times from a few people, and there's a couple people on the line tonight that have told me that. We know when their mouth is moving, they're lying. So I'm going to go ahead and dial the first number I got. I did do a little research on this week, so we're going to go ahead and check it out right now. I'm going to go ahead and dial it, so everyone has to stay patient. And I do have several phone numbers here. I'm trying to get organized. And we'll go ahead and dial that number right now and see if we can get a hold of anybody. I did attempt to call earlier, and I did not get through. I'm not going to lie. So we're going to see how this works out right now. And I wish my supporter from Nevada was on here tonight. I don't see his number, and I hope he's doing well and he's doing okay. And here we go. We're going to give it a shot right now.
Thank you for calling the White House comment line. We appreciate your call. Please stay on the line, and a volunteer operator will be with you shortly. If you prefer to call back at a different time, our direct telephone number is 202-456-1111. For additional information about the White House,
that's the number I just dialed.
Please visit www.whitehouse.gov. And to share your thoughts, click on the words Contact Us on the upper right-hand corner of the page. For government information by topic, please visit www.usa.gov or call 1-800-FED-INFO. Thank you.
Okay, what do they do?
If you are calling about White House tour information, please press 1. If you are calling about presidential greetings, please press 2. For the White House mailing address, please press 3. To speak with the next available operator, please stay on the line.
That's what I have to do. And they know that. That's why they do that, because I'm a radio show. I can't press 1 or 2. I can only stay on the line because I'm dialing on a different type of system here.
WhiteHouse.com.
How you doing tonight?
Hello.
How you doing? Hey, yes. How you doing?
Yes. White House, come in line.
Yeah, I can hear you. I have a question. Can you answer a question for me? I'm trying to get a hold of one of my. Okay. Hey, that's all I want is someone to try. I'm trying to get a hold of one of my representatives, and I was wondering, since I can't get a hold of them, and I figured I would just call the White House. Do you have any information how I can get a hold of them? I'm trying to get a hold of my representative, Ted Cruz. Is there any way you can, information on how to get a hold of him or his office?
I can give you the Congressional Resources number.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? That number is...
I'm ready.
202.
202.
224.
224.
3121.
3121. All right. Well, I thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
You're quite welcome, sir, and good luck to you. Bye-bye.
All righty. Okay, they're muted. They hung up. Very good. Okay, well, we got a little bit of something going on here. Let's try this. Okay, I think I'm going to be going on a miracle round. I think that's what's going to be happening here. All right, let's dial the number she gave me, and I'm going to tell them the White House gave me this number. So we're going to see what they got to say about that. And this is the Congressional Resource Line, you know, because they can't give me a number on how to get a hold of somebody they talk to every day. All right, here we go. Get it somehow.
Can I help you?
Yes, how you doing? Your phone number was given to me by someone, staff member at the White House. I'm trying to get a hold of my representative, and it's very difficult. And I mean, I understand you may not be able to give me that information, but I'm trying to get a hold of my representative, Ted Cruz. Can you give me a number where I can...
Ted Cruz is not a House member. He's a senator.
Yeah, he's a senator, but the White House gave me your number and said you'd be able to help me with this, and I'm just trying to get a phone number where I can contact my senator. I want to talk to him. I'm a United States citizen, and I have some concerns here.
Okay, so you want to talk to the Ted Cruz? I can connect you there. No problem. I can give you the number also if you want to.
Yeah, please give me the phone number, please.
Okay, the phone number for Ted Cruz is 202.
202.
224.
224.
Yes. 5922.
5922, you said?
Yes.
Okay, can you try to connect me? I just wanted to get the number in case you weren't unable to do it. Can you try to connect me, please?
I'm able to do it. I never told you I couldn't do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're unable to connect me? All right. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you
this is Ted
giving
Cruz.
me that. Oh,
thank you for calling my Washington, D.C. office. It is an honor and privilege to serve the great state of Texas as your United States Senator. Hi, this is Ted Cruz. Thank you for calling my Washington, D.C. office. It is an honor and privilege to serve the great state of Texas.
All right, let me dial the number she gave me and see if I get the same recording. If not, I'm not going to waste my time anymore. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to keep investigating this because this is pure nonsense right here. This is your government at work at its best. I have someone I want to talk to this man, and I can't get a hold of him. And I know I have a caller on the line. Just bear with me for about another minute unless I get a hold of somebody. Okay? If I don't, I'll connect you. So I know you probably have something you want to share, but let me just dial the number she gave me because that's what she told me to do. So I like to follow instructions.
Hi, this is Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling my Washington, D.C. office. It is an honor and privilege to serve the great state of Texas as your United States Senator, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments.
Yeah.
To leave a message for me about current issues or legislation, please press 1. For information regarding our office address and hours, please press 2.
No.
For instructions on how to submit a scheduling request, please press 3.
No.
To speak to a member of my staff, please press 0. And to repeat this message, please press star. Thank you so much, and God bless Texas.
I'll press 0 and see what happens. Hang on, maybe I got to do it
Hi,
on the switchboard.
this is Ted Cruz. Thank you for calling my Washington, D.C. office. It is an honor and privilege to serve the great state of Texas as your United States Senator.
I'm on a switchboard.
And I look forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments.
All right, goodbye.
To leave a message for me about current issues or legislation.
Keep playing it over and over, buddy. I'll mute you. All right, let me connect my caller. All right.
Hi there.
Joe from Meriden. How you doing? I got you.
Hi there. Maybe I could press 0 for you while he's talking.
Well, if you could do that while I have you on the line, that'd be great. See, I'm on a switchboard. I can't press 1, 2, or 0. It won't allow me. You know, so because I'm on a switchboard and I'm dialing through another phone on my studio, and you see, all broadcasters can't do that unless I have a direct line, and I'm not paying for a direct line, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. Do you need the number again?
No, well, I have his number for you. All you need to do is dial it, and when it comes up, I'll just press 0.
Hey, sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Give me the number.
The last number you dialed that she gave you was 202-224.
202. Hang on. 202-224.
5922.
5922. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dial them right now. And then you press the number. That's a good idea. Maybe this will work. Good idea. Be patient, callers. Be patient now. Come on.
Hi, this is Ted Cruz. Thank you for calling my Washington, D.C. office. It is an honor and privilege to serve the great state of Texas as your United States Senator, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments. To leave a message for me about current issues or legislation, please press 1. For information regarding our office address and hours, please press 2. For instructions on how to submit a scheduling request, please press 3. To speak to a member of my staff, please press 0. And to repeat this message, please press star. Thank you so much, and God bless Texas.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening.
Going.
See, it won't work. Yeah, and that's what it's doing to me, too, so it probably don't work for anybody, actually.
Well, if you notice, the lines are answered by a volunteer, and the message goes around to have you call the same number. And
exactly.
When they give you the number, they connect to you. The woman told you, "Well, good luck now," knowing that you're not going to get anywhere. You know, the definition of a politician is the ability to tell you to go to hell in such a way is that you really expect the trip.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And it's pretty disgusting, actually. You know, that this. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we cannot get a hold of one of our U.S. representatives. Because, look, I'm not a banker-owned radio show, and I checked Blog Talk Radio, TalkShoe, and other alternative media stations. None of them have got any of these politicians on for an interview. Only Fox News and CNN and criminals like Glenn Beck and Sean Hannity, they can get them on, but we can't, you know?
That's the truth. Exactly correct.
Disgusting. Yeah, it's disgusting. It really is. It really is. But, Joe, while I got you on the line, I know you tuned in last night because I want to promote that because I know I don't have too many people on the line tonight because this was really a test trial. And maybe, you know, we'll do something like this again in the future, but advertise it because a lot of people who claim that they were going to call in tonight and help me out with this have not done so. I know I've got a few people in the chat box. I got about 10 callers on the line. Usually I get about 30 or 40. So, and most of the people that are on the line tonight, it's people I asked just to listen. And but what were your thoughts on the show last night? What did you think?
I sort of broke up there, but I think you asked me what I thought of the show.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was very good, and it flowed very well, and it was very informative. And Peter put more information out there in 2 minutes than you could possibly gain in a decade just by himself.
Really? What was the most important you think?
The information that Peter shared, yes. I mean, you don't find that in newspapers. You don't find that anywhere. And Mike from Wisconsin, he's always has the most logical, most reasonable things to talk about. Yeah,
that was great. It was. You're absolutely correct. I mean, I wish Elizabeth Rondo or other people that didn't call in would share their opinion about the show last night because what you just said, I didn't realize Peter made that much of a impression on you guys.
Well, no, wow. I listen to Peter. He's very informative and he's very knowledgeable. And I also want you to know, and everyone who's listening, no, I'm not even going to go that route. Forget about it. I'm not going to say that.
That's fine. But all in all, what did you think of the Cap show? I mean, how he put it together. You know, he was on 2 different networks. You know.
Well, that's what you told me, but I was out in my garage. And it was hard enough me doing what I'm doing. And right at the end of the show, I was called because there was water leaking through the ceiling from the second floor to the first floor. So I'm running around here like a chicken with my head cut off, and I'm calling on my cell phone, which for the 2 hours that I was on my cell phone yesterday is more time than I've spent on my cell phone since I've had it for a decade. That's the longest I've ever used it.
The phone you got now. The phone you got now is skipping and jumping a little bit. It was sounded good in the beginning, and now it's going pop, pop. Your words are stuttering.
That's our technology working for us. You see, the technology makes things better, and we're able to do things that we never done before. But it always craps out on you.
You're absolutely correct. Well, I told everybody this. We only wanted to call the White House tonight. That was the purpose of this show. But what do you think, because you're a supporter of the show, what do you think about doing a show? And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have as many listeners on right now as I usually do on my scheduled times. That's because they probably didn't pay attention when we announced this show last week because everyone's so darn busy. But what do you think about doing an early show where we can try to get a hold of people during business hours? I can call my police department. I can call the Meriden, Connecticut Police Department. At 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, I can't do that. So what do you think?
Well, I think my idea from months ago would be a viable solution where you could call them during the day and record it and just play the recording back, and this way you would have the substance there that everyone could hear rather than wasted time getting nobody.
Well, you're absolutely correct. I'm not too absolute sure on how I could do that because I don't know how to really work the studio too well. But I kind of like the live substance.
You wouldn't use your studio. You'd use your phone and just record the conversation, and then you'd play the conversation back through your studio, upload it or whatever you do, and just play it back. And frankly, the callers here listening wouldn't even know that you're playing it back.
Yeah, but what happens when they press 1 and they want to make a comment? What do I do then?
Well, you could tell them that it's actually a recording, and if they're gonna press 1, you're gonna see it on your studio monitor because you're gonna be live on Blog Talk at that point.
All right. Well, I'll look into that. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I didn't think about that. I forgot you actually mentioned that. That's a good idea. Actually, I can hear your dog barking in the background.
Yeah, that's constant here. And the captain there, no, he puts on a good professional. I say appearance. Appearances are deceiving, and that's not what I'm trying to say here. But his show is very good, especially his YouTube introduction there and everything. And he really does well.
Yeah, it was very it was professional how he did that. I mean, that's why I forwarded the link to everybody. It was amazing how he did that. It was great, actually. But all right, Joe, if you've got anything else to say, I'm going to start getting ready. I told everybody in the beginning this was going to be a rather quick show, but go ahead and make your point now before we wrap it up.
No, he did a very good show. I'm just about done. You could do the same thing he's doing. All it takes is time and learning. You could put your own images, your own videos together. You could upload them. You can get audio mixers and recording devices, and you could do all of that yourself. I'm done.
All right, well, thanks, Joe. I'll mute your number so in case you have any background noise. But listen, if there's anyone else who wants to chip in real quick, you better do it now. The phone number is 657-383-0616. You press 1 and you're connected live to me. I know this is a kind of new. We usually don't broadcast at 4 p.m., but I'm trying to try out some new things here. And the people that actually suggested it to me are not here tonight. And I was kind of hoping they would give their opinions tonight, but I understand. Things come up. Maybe they're busy. Some people have things going on. Hey, our next show will be at our regular time, 6 p.m. on Thursday, and I'll take Joe's advice. Maybe we can, I could do things off air and record it and plug it into the show like I do with the recordings, and we can comment on it. I just like to get people live on the line because when you put them on the spot, there's no make-believe, there's no pretending. You're live, 100% live, and you know what? What you say, you're going to eat what you said. So I just like that. But anyway, those of you who missed last night's show, that show, not my show, it was a Cap show. Post a link on the Internet. Those of you who want to call me and ask me how to get that show, more than welcome to. Those of you who have Internet access, please download that show. It was a good show, and many, many people did download it. He told me he had one of the fullest houses he's had in a long time. So that's great. That's good news because we got the story out because we all know, and those of you who know me personally know the Connecticut Department of Corrections is a criminal institution. Maggot lawyer I had represent me. That maggot, and I'm not going to mention any names right now. You can buy the book and get his name. I could mention his name, but I want to be careful here too, because we know most attorneys are maggots. Okay, well, like I said in my letter, I guess, I like to use this phrase a lot. A maggot serves a purpose. He serves no purpose. Okay? So anyway, God bless everyone, and I'm glad for those who did tune in. Like I said, this was an experimental show, and hey, if I have someone to call during business hours, we'll do it again. And just like Cap said last night, and I've said, these shows are archived. They can be downloaded, they can be copied on DVD or CD, and they can be saved forever and played back or shared with your friends and family. And like I said, Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you got a story to share, you need to open your mouth and share it. Cap said last night, actually, you have a voice, use it. If you don't use it, it's a waste. It's a waste. Why have a voice if you're not going to use it? Use it for the right reasons. Get your information out there. Share your stories. You know, just keep telling everybody if you have to. Because, what does Joe say? The squeaky wheel gets the grease, you know? So, flap your gums. Run your mouth. Keep telling your story. Use your mouth for the reasons it was made for. To hear your voice. For everyone to hear your voice out there. Like we're doing here tonight. So, everyone, God bless. I thank you for tuning in tonight. Take care. I'll see you Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care.
Now, let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war. But there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement, and this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better rev than death. Or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead, who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis, didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay, there is a point beyond which they must not advance. Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Good evening. I would like to report on the state of our war against the American people. We're mounting a sustained campaign to crack down on every American and to every person of every faith, every nation, and to bring them to justice. All missions are being executed according to plan, without warning or provocation. Americans are being swept up in an international dragnet. Thousands of FBI agents are on the trail of other citizens here and abroad. It has everything to do with hate and evil and murder and prejudice. America's strong.
Federal agents, we are armed!
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away? What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away?
I see a message from the government. Like every day, I watch it and listen and call them all suckers. They wanted me about Osama or whatever. Picture me buying the scam. I said never. You in tune to a hard truth soldier spitting. I stay committed, gives a fuck to die, I lose commission. It's all a part of fighting devil state mind control. And all about the battle for your body, mind, and soul. And now I'm hoping you don't close your mind so they shape you. Don't forget they made us slaves, gave us AIDS and raped us. Another Bush season mean another war for profit. All in secret so the public never seek to stop it. The Illuminati, 666, all connected. Stole the votes, they control the race and take elections. It's the Skull and Bones Freemason Kill Committee. See the dragon getting shittier in every city.
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away?
Now ask yourself who's the one with the most to gain. On 9/11, motherfuckers couldn't stand his name. Now even niggas waving flags like they lost their mind. Everybody got opinions but don't know the time. Cause America's been took, it's plain to see. The oldest trick in the book is making enemy. A phony evil so the government can do its dirt. And take away your freedom, lock and load, beat and search. Ain't nothing changed but more colored people locked in prison. These pigs still beat us, but it seems we forgetting. But I remember 4 September how these devils do it. Fuck Giuliani, ask Diallo how he doing. We in the streets, holler jail to the thief. Follow, fuck waving flag, bring these dragons to their knees. Oil, blood, money, make these killers ride cold. Suspicious suicide, people dying, never told. It's all a part of playing God, so you think we need them. While being Ashcroft, take away your rights to freedom. Bear witness to the sickness of these dictators. Hope you understand the time, brother, cause it's major.
What would you do if you knew all the things we knew? Would you stand up for truth? Or would you turn away too? And then what if you saw all of the things that's wrong? Would you stand tall and strong? Or would you turn and walk away?
So now you asking why my records always come the same. Keep it real, ain't no fillers, motherfucker blinging. Mine eyes seen the glory of the coming of the beast. So every story, every word I'm saying, fuck peace. See, you could witness
you have
the
reached the
Illuminati
voicemail
body
box
count.
of...
Don't be surprised, these is devils that I'm talking about. You think a couple thousand lies mean shit to killers? Nigga, I swear to God, we the ones. Ain't no villains, or any other word they think to demonize a country. Ain't no terror threat unless approval rating slumping. So I'ma say it for the record, we the ones that planned it. Ain't no other country took a part or had their hand in. Just a way to keep you scary so you think you need them. Praising Bush while that killer take away your freedom. How many of us got discovered but ignore the symptoms? Niggas talking loud but ain't nobody saying shit. And with the 4th Amendment gone, eyes are on the first. That's why I'm spitting cyanide each and every verse.